All right, so we're here on a emergency call out. FPL had removed the meter, which is right here, and they installed the jumper, which is right there. And this is an old style meter can here. It's an old ring style meter. And we have some old cloth wiring going to the panel, which is inside this wall here. So the issue is the lug melted right here. If you look, you can see. And inside the house, the breaker, the main breaker is too large. It's a 200 amp main breaker. So that's dangerous in that this wire is not designed or rated to handle that much voltage. There's a couple issues in this one. So that's the first one. The main breaker is larger than what this wire would allow it to be according to what the number 4 is rated for. Number 4 is only rated for 95 amps. So a 200 amp main breaker inside is going to allow too much power to be able to pass through this wire, which you can see here just smoked the wire. Now the other issue is they had double tap coming off here. So you can see this double tap is intact, where it's got the number 4, which is this wire, and then you got the number 12, which is this wire that's going to who knows what. It goes down here, goes into this disconnect here, then goes down, and the pipe is laying on the ground and goes back there. So, you know, there's no fuse. In other words, there's no breaker on this. So this is pretty much, this wire comes through the meter, which does not have any way to turn off with overcurrent situation. And then you have the wire going up the riser pole, which goes to the pole right there, you know, so coming directly from the transformer on the secondary side of the transformer, comes down and goes through the meter can, and now you have this little tiny baby wire coming directly connected to the power lines essentially. So you can see where that's not good. And then manufacturers do not allow multiple wires to be jammed underneath one lug like that. So this one melted clean off, and it melted the wire there. So between those two different situations, the oversized breaker inside and then the double tap, that's what created this situation where the customer is currently out of power, and it's you know, going to require us to install new meter main combo panel and upgrade the system to a point where it's safe. And be real careful, because right now there's not power on this side, and this side is the side that goes in the house. But if you're not careful, watch what happens. You can see the sparks. See that? And then what's happening is I'm touching this part of the box right here, which is a ground or a neutral, and then I'm touching the lug, and the power is going through this side with the jumper that FPL had put in, going into the house and then coming back out this side. So you'd think that this is dead because this is actually where the power comes from, but you got to be careful. You know, this is a backfeed situation right here, and you know that can electrocute you just as easily as anything else. So it's just something. This is a new installation. This, you can tell by the wire that's used and stuff, is and the taps and everything. It's a newer panel. The workmanship isn't that bad as far. I mean, I've seen messier jobs for sure, but the surprising thing is this is a 200 amp main breaker. They replaced an older panel. And you can see there's a lot of cloth wire and stuff like that up there, quite a bit, and some Romex as well back there. But so the panel's got mixed age wiring going to it, but cloth wire is never ideal. Anyway, the reason for the emergency service call out is the number 4 wire that goes to the meter can, which is this pipe here, and it goes out the wall there to the meter can, melted somewhere inside this conduit. So that's why they lost power. With a 200 amp main breaker on the new panel installation using number 4 wires, these 2 wires are only capable of handling 95 amps according to national code, and right now it will allow 200 amps to go through it. So that's why the wire melted. It wasn't fused properly. So yeah, I mean, that'll happen almost every time. If you pull harder than the wire can handle, it'll melt it for sure, and this breaker will allow that to happen. So just an interesting kind of a sequence of events that created a dangerous situation. So just finishing up over here with this temporary repair. These were the melted wires, double taps on the main, and several things. So we had to replace this line here, but we're gonna be replacing this whole thing. This is just a temporary repair to get us through till.
Alright, so this is the final product. A meter main combo. It used to be 125 amps coming down on the old weather head that used to be there, and now I got all this new. Still getting 125 from the main. It's a 200 amp main breaker, but it's getting 125 right here. Okay, I feel you show up. All right. Alright, here's the meter showing 240, and moment of the truth, boom, all good. This is the permit, and I'm gonna, alright, customer got power.